What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with the VR Game Rankings YouTube channel. It is Saturday. It is September 22nd, and we are back in the building. And you know what? It is another day, and there, of course, is always VR stuff to talk about, always VR things to chat about. Sponge 720 is first. He was first in line to get the Xbox 720. But it was called the Xbox One. It was crushing for Sponge 720. I know, that's not how you got your name. Just screwing with you there. Asterix Gaming is checking in. What is going on? How's it going, folks? It is Saturday, and of course, for a lot of you guys in the UK, it's Saturday evening. It is party night. Why would you guys be in this live stream? Shouldn't you be at the clubs, man? Shouldn't you be doing it and doing it well? Tezrim, what is up? Chris Cox, Prince Alexander. So yeah, just have this little Servios thing playing in the background. Actually, well, it's Electronauts. It's an Electronauts in Las Vegas or something like that, where they were showing off Electronauts. Noah, what is going on, Noah? Noah's been back for a while now. He's recovered after his Magic Leap trip. Still got to get him on the show. I haven't been, he got a webcam. He got a webcam. So me and him can screw around with this later in our off hours. We can try screwing around with that, Noah, and maybe we could figure out how to actually get your ass on the show and be able to have guests. Because I would like to add guests to this show. I think that would help the show. Conrad Lawrence says Jet Island. I did play Jet Island. Actually, today, in fact, I played Jet Island. I only played it for about 20 minutes. But you know what? I decided to hop back into Jet Island for at least 20 minutes because I figure it can kind of remind me, and I wanted to think about, is Jet Island as good as I thought it was the last couple of times I played it? Because it's been a while. I've been playing Blind, Transference, all this other stuff. Kind of put Jet Island off there on the side. And so I was like, I got to go back into this because, you know, this is like a brand new release. People are wondering about it. And I got to go back into Jet Island and check it out again because some people don't like Jet Island. Some people really like it. So it's kind of, it seems like it's a really mixed message there. Chris Cox says, because I'm a loser. I'm at my unit staying out of the way. My girlfriend isn't talking to me. Yeah, I was saying basically like, dudes, this is Saturday night in the UK. What are you guys doing? Sponge720 says, Anthony, what camera do you use? It is a simple Logitech C920 webcam. And sometimes I'll get decent video from it. Sometimes the video looks really bad. Not sure what the deal is with that. I always wanted to go to a much better, much more high-end camera. But that was back when I was doing the old daily vlog because I wanted to do like green screen. I wanted to have like really good lights and all this stuff. And you know what? We can actually talk about something. I have a little comment here. So every once in a while, I will get a negative comment, a depressing comment, something that kind of brings me down. Sometimes I get these wonderful comments where people are like, oh, I love the show. This is an awesome show. Keep doing it. We like the show, blah, blah, blah. But every once in a while, I get a really negative comment, and I could either like totally ignore it and pretend it didn't happen and just try to forget about it, or I can attack it head on. And I figure, why not attack it head on? And so here we are. Now, I was going to try to copy this comment and put it into some type of thing, but it's too wide. I can't really copy it right, but I'm going to read it to you guys really quick. So this is on episode 208, quick hit version of VR Game Rankings, which was just the other day. So here is the message. This is from Get Lost. Pretty freaking harsh here, but I can deal with it. Here's what he had to say. Hi, Anthony. I have been following your show since the beginning. You are one of my favorite VE channels on YouTube. Or you used to be. Ouch, that is pretty freaking harsh right there. That is pretty harsh right there. Anyways, because I want to see you succeed among the bigs, here goes a little constructive criticism. take a look at what your viewer numbers used to be on past shows from a few months ago, and you're going to see the average was about 3,000 to 5,000 viewers per show. Not exactly, bro. More like 1,000 to 3,000 views per show. But okay, it's all right. You want to round up to 3,000 to 5,000. That's fine. I'm all right there. And then he says, but now you're getting only 300 to 400 views per show or less. It is a huge climb down on viewers. As I said, I'm a fan of your shows, and that is why I still watch the damn thing. But frankly speaking, man, the lack of interesting topics in your shows combined with the annoying live stream is not working. So here comes some friendly advice. Go back to the old, hold on, I got to click on this. Go back to the old format of VR game rankings. So yeah, ouch. That is a sick burn there. And you know what? Hey, what Get Lost has to say is absolutely legit. It is true. Back in the days when I did the old daily vlog, the typical daily vlog that featured me, it wasn't this OBS thing. It wasn't a live stream with a chat window, and I was doing stories and all of that. I was probably getting about like 1,000 views, 2,000 views, sometimes more per episode. Not necessarily right away, but within a couple of days, I was kind of getting that. And now it is true. Now I'm getting about 200, 300, 400 views on the live streams. And so, yeah, it is a huge drop. No question about that. And, but you know, basically here's my thoughts on all of this. So my thoughts are, who gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck? That's my thought, because the reality is this. If you're not getting 50,000 views every time you're doing a YouTube video, you're not making no damn money anyway. You're making peanuts. Those old shows that I did that I got 1,000 views or maybe 2,000 views, big freaking deal, man. That's like $2 or $3. So big whoop. So my thought process is those old shows took probably somewhere between like 6 and 12 hours of my time to bang out those old shows. Now, should they take that long? Maybe not. Maybe if I was much better at what I'm doing, maybe I could do it in 4 hours instead of 6, you know. Instead of 6 to 12 hours, maybe it'd be 4 to 7 hours or something, or maybe I could be a lot better with that. But it took too much time. And the views, 1,000 to 3,000 views, that's nothing. Now, if I was getting 50,000 views, sure, I would go back to that. But if you ain't getting 50,000 views, you're not really making money on YouTube. I hate to break it to you, but do the frickin' math. If I released a video every single day that got 50,000 views every single day, I wouldn't be able to pay my freaking mortgage off. I wouldn't be able to live off of that. No way. You need even more than that. I think you need, honestly, I read somewhere that if you wanted to make $5,000 a month on YouTube, you need like 200,000 views a day. 200,000 views a day to make 5,000 a month off YouTube. So the dream of like making a career out of YouTube is you're talking fractions of a fraction of a fraction. We have a lot of YouTubers, like there are friends of this show. We got Epics. Bullet Ape says, wow, came at a wrong time. There are other people doing shows like Epics. You got Sweeviver, you got MRTV, you got Virtual Reality Oasis. You got all these different other channels out there, right? And some of them are doing kind of good, but they're not supporting themselves financially off YouTube, not yet. You got to get to 50,000 views. So, so I'm not worried about views. 1 to 3,000, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay, so I'm getting 300 to 400. Who cares? It doesn't matter. If I was in the 50,000 range, it would matter, but I'm not, so it doesn't matter. So it's all good. So I'm having fun. This show is fun to do. I enjoy doing it. I like doing it. I'm here every single day. It's fun and I like it. So it's all good as far as I'm concerned. So, but you know, hey, constructive criticism from Get Lost. Bullet Ape sounded like a parent losing it. No, dude, Bullet Ape, these are the best parts of the show when it gets real. You know, because that's what Get Lost did. Get Lost brought the reality, man. He brought the freaking reality. He's like, bro, your numbers have fallen off the proverbial cliff. And they have. They've fallen off a cliff like you would not believe. The one thing I am wondering about, though, is I just started doing the quick hit version, which is under 20 minutes. And I've done maybe 4 or 5 of them. And the views are super, super low. But I'm going to do like 10 of them before I give up on that, just to make sure, because it might still be kind of early. Doesn't take me that long to do them, but you know, if it's only going to get 100 views, I'll stop doing it. But I'm going to do like 10 of them and then reevaluate it at that point. But it's all gravy, man. It's all good. So let's get back into VR gaming. Let's forget about this. Yeah, I need to get into a boxing. Oh, against this guy, Get Lost, get into a box. Dude, I'm not arguing against this guy. Everything he's saying is legit. It's just, I don't care about like the views and stuff, because it's like your views got to be so high to actually even matter. So why get yourself bent out of shape if you're nowhere near, you know, you're nowhere near like making something out of it. Like, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter if you have 200 views or 2,000 views, because you ain't making diddly. Even if you got 20,000 views, you ain't making diddly. You got to get up into the 50K, 100K, then something starts happening, but I ain't worried about that. So anyways, let's get back to the show. Let's not worry about all that drama. And but that was an interesting way to start the show. So why don't we go ahead and do this? Let's transition to our intro. Yes, it is VR Game Rankings. And it's a website, y'all. You can go to the website, of course. And Daily Vlog Live, episode 209, Saturday, September 22nd. That is the date. This is Saturday. And usually on Saturday, we don't have a lot going on. You know, typically on a Saturday, it's usually kind of a pretty slow news day. And I'm not sure there's like lots of news, but you know what? There are some little trailers and things that I was able to grab before today's show, and we can check out some of these trailers. Here's some of the lack of interesting topics. Get lost. Not just kidding. But yeah, this probably isn't super interesting, but it's fun to me. And that's all that counts, right? And so we did get a trailer for a brand new VR game that we've never heard of before. At least I've never heard of it. It is called Ascension. And I grabbed this trailer, don't know nothing about it, but let's go ahead and peep this out. Oops. Damn it, I messed up. Hit the wrong damn thing. I was going to say that this trailer is kind of boring, so I thought, let me put on my little video window and I'll talk about the trailer at the same time. I did not mean to start this over. My bad. But yeah, so what's going on here? This is called Ascension. We do see this gigantic thing. It almost looks like Stormland robot arms, so that's kind of cool. So is this like Shadow of the Colossus or something? Are you trying to climb a giant beast and try to stop it before it wreaks havoc? Not sure. Or are you the giant beast? Let's check it out. Trollygon Studios. So once again, let's talk about those developer names. Trollygon Studios. So Trollygon Studios versus Disruptive Penguin. What is your take? No, but yeah, these studio names just kind of crazy here. Trolleygon Studios. This is called Iron Ascension, and this trailer doesn't really show us a whole hell of a lot. I'm not sure. Am I this robot guy, and it's kind of Shadow of the Colossus? Do I control this gigantic machine? Am I about to destroy that little hut that's right there? Or is that where the robot lives and he's going to try to stop this? You see the shadow of this gigantic ass machine that is going to wreak havoc, and it looks like it's a farmer as well. So not a lot to go on here. Trolleygon Studios. This is coming soon to Steam Early Access for the Vive and the Rift, so we'll have to keep our eyes on it. But that does not look like a very interesting thing there. Okay, so let's go. We have another kind of unknown game that we can talk about as well. So this one is called Home Sweet Home. Okay, this is a horror game. I believe it's coming to PlayStation VR. Let's check this out. This is super intense. You're moving very slowly through a dark room. Oh my God, a zombie stands alone. Alrighty, so this is Home Sweet Home, which I guess this is available on Steam and has been available on Steam for, let's see, I'm not seeing the Vive or the Rift. It's not even talking about VR. I wonder if this is the only VR version, but basically the way I understand this, folks, is this is coming to PlayStation VR, but get this, it is a GameStop exclusive. So a physical version of this at GameStop or something is kind of what I heard about this. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it would be available on PSN. Like, what game isn't available on PSN? But I think this is coming in October. Believe this is coming in October. Let me turn down the volume a little bit here. Let me bounce over to the Webby browser. So yeah, this is the Steam page for it. It is Home Sweet Home, VR now available. So it does say VR now available. Very positive on these reviews. But you go down here, it doesn't say anything about Vive or Rift. But it does say VR now available. There is a demo, so I'm not sure if this Steam demo will work. But this is coming to PlayStation VR. That's what this trailer was all about here, and I believe it's coming around October or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it does look like a pretty cool horror game. Let's face it, when it comes to horror games, we got them coming out of our ears. There is pretty much non-stop horror games, but they're done so well. They're just done so well, so people are going to keep making these horror games when they're done so well. I was trying to find out, okay, so Home Sweet Home is coming to PlayStation VR this fall. It's also going to be available for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and the Home Sweet Home PlayStation VR port will release October 9th. Okay, so it currently is on Steam with optional VR support. Not sure if we can actually try the demo or not, but yeah, Arthands-VR has a story on this. I saw this on Arthands-VR. Arthands-VR, by the way, those of you that like indie VR gaming sites, which VR Game Rankings is very much an indie VR gaming website, but if you like spunky little indie websites like that, definitely peep out Arthands-VR, and I'll show you. This is Arthands-VR right here. If you've never heard of it, like this guy Arthands, he's on the Vive subreddit, the Oculus subreddit, I think the PlayStation VR subreddit, and, you know, he always updates stuff on his website. It's kind of a little bit basic here, just, you know, pretty much the basic facts. But if you want to find out, like, just every little update and everything, pretty good site, pretty good website to check out. So a little bit of love there to Arthands-VR, but that's where I found out about this one. Home Sweet Home, another horror game. Okay, let's see here. Well, let me check chat real quick. Let's check chat before we move on. Let's see what's going on here. Conrad Lawrence says, creepy AF. I have no idea what AF means. No, of course we do. And the Rex Terra says, I get PT vibes, which every horror game loves to get that kind of mention. Logan68 says the demo is not in VR. Don't waste your time downloading the demo if you are a VR-only gamer. T-Dub says good atmosphere. I mean, trailers, unless you guys have played this game and you know, trailers can make a game look pretty good. So we always need to be kind of, you know, it kind of does look like it has pretty good graphical stylings. And again, horror games work pretty darn well in VR. That's just the way it goes. Chris says, I wish the Steam reviews could have a specific VR section for games like this that has been available for both flat and VR. Paul Smith is talking about some prices that he's checked out. Astrobot, £26 on Amazon for the physical, and it is £35 on PSN. So yeah, you probably want to go ahead, if you're in the UK, you might want to grab the physical version of Astrobot. You can play through the game, and you can always give the game away to somebody else, sell it off, or something like that. Logan68 says, speaking of PT, whatever happened to Allison's Road? We haven't heard much about that in a long time. Asterix Gaming says, I wish someone would port the PT demo onto PC. Yeah, even if you could just do it with Vorp X or something and get a VR feel, it would be pretty cool. And Chris Cox says, yeah, you can resell a PSVR game when you're done if you have a physical game. Chris Cox says he misses physical games. And physical games are kind of not too bad because, I mean, you know, you got to put the disc in. But the thing is, you're standing up, you're putting on a VR headset anyway. So you're going through a whole ordeal anyway. It doesn't take much more effort to throw a disc in there. Now, if you really bounce around from game to game to game to game, that's when physical becomes a real irritant. But if you mostly play, like if you're mostly playing one game and really focusing in on that one game, and you keep returning to that one game, you want to bang that one game out, then if you have the physical version, where's the downside? I don't see much of a downside there. Cedric Harris 12 is checking in live. What is up, Cedric? Nice to have you. Factory Life says, I don't find being terrified very fun. Well, there's a difference between being terrified and having like exhilaration for what's around that next corner. Terrifying, yeah, you don't want, well, you can't constantly be terrified. Hopefully when they design a game, there's brief moments of terror. I continue to play Transference. Played it a lot last night. Let's talk a little bit about terror. Who has picked up Transference in chat? I know some of you guys must have grabbed it because I'm telling you, I continue to bang away on this thing. And I gotta say, man, Transference is creepy. I still haven't finished it. I have not finished Transference. I guess I'm stuck. I'm at a certain point where I'm stuck, but I do not want to look at any kind of cheat. I must be very, very close to the end of Transference. Conrad Lawrence says, not me. I hate horror games. And this is an example, man. It's unfortunate that so many people don't like horror games because you are trimming a huge chunk of your audience off by making a horror game, but they work so well. It works so goddamn well. This is actually one of the more tedious parts of Transference, when you're grabbing that doorbell thing and taking it to the other door. But this house, man, I've been in this house so much. I've seen these walls. I've seen these doors so many times. I've been to it in the different time periods, and I keep going through this thing, and I don't know what I need to do at this point. Something about find the crystals. So there must be like one more crystal I have to find, but I swear, oh, you know where I'm stuck at in this game? I can actually tell you guys where I am stuck in Transference. So minor spoilers, but the bottom line here is it's not really going to be a spoiler if you haven't gotten to this part yet. So it's only really a spoiler for somebody that's already been there. So not really a spoiler at all. So where I am in Transference is there's this one living room that you get inside to later in the game, and it says a missing file, like one of the digital files that is missing is living room / alarm clock, or so I believe it's living room / alarm clock. And I've gone to the other muted, not played it yet, Paul Smith. Yeah, it's super minor spoiler here. It's just where I happen to be stuck late in the game. You'll forget about it. Don't worry about it. But basically, I got to find this like alarm clock thing somewhere. And usually what you do is you go back to the other time period, you find the alarm clock or the wall clock or whatever it is, you grab it, you hold on to it, you switch the light, which sends you to the other time period, back to the other time period, and then you take that item to the room that you're supposed to take it to, you put it in the right spot, and then things start moving around and it starts going and all the little digital things start happening. And then you get to advance beyond that point. You get to get a little bit further. And that's kind of where I'm stuck, which I believe has to be pretty darn close to the end, because I swear I've already been at least 3 hours in Transference. I do kind of take my sweet time, and I don't always solve these puzzles right away. And I don't immediately go to YouTube. I don't go to the walkthroughs until I really feel like there's no other option. But I'm still loving this game. I think it's well worth $25. Now, I mean, really, the real question, honestly, is if I only had $30 in my Steam account and I could only buy Transference or Windlands 2, what would I do? That is a hard one, man. Do I buy Transference or do I buy Windlands 2 if I can only buy one of them? Wow, that is a difficult decision, ladies and gentlemen. I think I would go with Windlands 2, but I would be missing out on brief glimpses of a real deal AAA VR production, because that's what Transference is. Brief glimpses of a high-end VR production. It's horror, it's thriller. It's going to scare the crap out of you in certain moments, which limits it. It limits its, appeal to widespread appeal. But man, I think I got to go Windlands 2 just because I love that world of Windlands 2. I love exploring that world of Windlands 2. But it's a real tough decision between these two. And remember, guys, Apollo Creed is a few days, or Creed Rise to Glory is a couple of days away. And I might be playing Creed later today. I don't think I can talk about it though. I'll have to see what like the embargo is and stuff like that. But what a great month. September has been fantabulous. This has been a great month because Jet Island is available today, and Jet Island is still a freaking cool, fun game. But goddamn, mercy me. I really empathize, or I feel for all of these developers that are bringing games out right now, because goddamn, it is a rough market right now. So much good stuff is going on. So let's see here. Do I have some other trailers to get into? That was a little bonus Transference talk. And you know what? We do have a news story, but wait, before we get into the news, let's take a look at a very raw indie game. This is a very indie-ish indie game. This is like Super Hockey Ball or something. Let's check this out. So I don't know. Looks kind of fun. I mean, I think this looks fun. It looks colorful. I like the cell shading. Look at Evergreen Street. Very colorful. It's going to be on Steam. It's going to be on Oculus Store as well. It looks like Super Hockey Ball. Don't know that much about it. This is basically what we have. Is this trailer right here? Definitely on the very indie side of the coin, and it's really going to come down to playability and feel. You could get a game like this, and if it feels really good, and assuming they keep the price in a decent kind of a range, this could be a fun game. This could absolutely be a fun game. So it's called Super Hockey Ball, but it's more of like a street hockey thing, not like real hockey, and a much bigger ball. And probably a lot of little mini games, hitting targets, going through the gates. Hopefully price is relatively low here. I think it would probably behoove this developer to keep this like $14.99 or less would be my guess. Just purely looking at this trailer and not knowing really anything at all about it, I would say stay under that $15 mark if you could. It doesn't look too bad, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Asterix Gaming says, jamming to that music. And Cedric Harris says, it looks like the Darkness style game in terms of like the cell shading. Paul Smith says, my favorite indie game is VR Mini Bowling. Great in pass the headset play. Yeah, that's always cool too. If you have a game where you can just pass the headset to somebody else and they can pop it on, and that's a good idea. Maybe a lot of games should have that kind of pass the headset mode, especially games you really want to be able to have that quick start gameplay where bam, 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 you get right back into the game, kind of like In Death. Like you die in Death and bam, you could be right back in that game playing it again, which is kind of nice. Main Fan has been playing Downward Spiral, Aura Station, and Drone Hero, and he likes both of them. Main Fan, I'm assuming you're not playing Downward Spiral on PlayStation VR. I'm assuming you got the Vive or Rift version, right? Because I know it recently came out on PlayStation VR, very recently. Okay, so that is Super Hockey Ball, but we do have some news. Sairento VR has a brand new graphical update. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer. So that does look pretty good. I mean, they definitely are putting in some work. Mixed Realms continuing to bang away on Sairento VR. Sairento VR always has, already has a ton, like a fervent fan base that really appreciates what they've done here. And they've improved the textures. They've improved the lighting. It definitely looks better. You can see the before and after of these different backdrops that you're going to be in. It does look pretty cool. Cedric Harris says the game already looked good. It didn't really need to look this much better. And then also apparently better performance, maybe a little bit of a better frame rate, maybe tightened up a little bit. I haven't checked out Sairento VR since Mixed Realms saw one of my videos and reached out and sent me a key. I tried it out. I thought it was pretty good, but I barely touched it. So could be a good opportunity for me to get back in there and check out these new textures and all of that and see how it all looks. So that is Sairento VR. Does look pretty good. Gopher Chuck says, I love the game. I just want them to get co-op online That's all they really need to do, and then they'll put it all together for me. But you can see this is a very nicely produced professional style trailer. We watch a lot of indie trailers and it could be a little janky, and this is a better idea of a nicer trailer. Main Fan says, I didn't like it much because it felt like a wave shooter slicer. It is kind of a slice and dicer, you know, it is. It's kind of a Robo Recall, I mean, kind of a hectic kind of an action game in a way, but good gameplay, you know, it does have good gameplay, good controls. So that is Sairento VR. Okay, let's see here. Do we have anything else to go into? You know, one last little trailer I can throw on real quick is, now I don't know much about this, but this looks really cool. This is some type of animation type thing that was done in Quill. And I don't know if we can actually experience this because this looks super cool. Let's watch this video a little bit. I'll full screen it for a minute here. But I really like the visual style here. I want to see this in VR in my headset. I think it would be really cool. A nice surreal looking world made from Quill. So yeah, that does look super cool. I don't know how we actually get that or experience that, but I did see they're talking about this on the Oculus subreddit. It's actually the #1 upvoted thing. The #1 reply says, yeah, that is beep sick. Very 80s cyberpunk feel to it. The next guy says, holy shit, this is beautiful. I've never opened Quill, and this single-handedly just made me start looking up tutorials. Can't wait to try it when I get home. So I guess if we have Quill, can we just find this and see this? We can see this in our headsets on the Oculus Rift if we have Quill, because I want to check this out. I believe I do have Quill. It's somewhere. I might have to like re-download it or something. But I'm pretty sure I got Quill at some point, somehow. Maybe. I don't know. But I would like to check that out. That does look pretty sweet. What do you guys think about that? Terry Blanchard says, unique graphics. Gopher Chucks is talking about Sairento VR, and he says, I've had it for 2 years now, and they do keep updating it, and it's fun for a cardio workout. I believe he's talking about Sairento VR. And Cedric Harris says, if you always wanted to be a ninja, it is your game. Paradise Decay is checking in. What is up, Paradise? How's it going? And Main Fan back before, he's playing Downward Spiral Aura Station on the Vive. And you know what? My #1 question for you, Main Fan, in regards to like Downward Spiral, is Downward Spiral one of these games that is under the radar? Like, because it kind of slipped under the radar. I feel like it didn't get like a ton of attention when it came out. Or do you feel like it probably got about as much attention as it deserves? Not sure there. So that is Downward Spiral Aura Station. But yeah, see, I can show you in the web browser over here. So they're talking about this on the Oculus Rift subreddit here. And I believe that if you expand the video description on YouTube, there's a download link. So I guess you could somehow get the Quill version of this and check it out in your actual headset, which that would be really cool. Might as well take a look at a little bit of some other news that is going on the Oculus Rift subreddit. Jason Rubin will not be presenting at Oculus Connect 5 due to a family emergency. Probably no information on that, but basically Jason Rubin has other stuff going on that is perfectly understandable, obviously. Next VR. Here's something. Next VR is finally available for Oculus Rift users, and I actually saw this last night. When I was in my Oculus Rift headset, I saw that Next VR was there, and I was busy with something else, so I didn't download it. I haven't checked out the videos, but I'm certainly curious because I've seen it on PlayStation VR. I've seen what the visual quality is of some of the sample videos of Next VR on PlayStation VR. I'd like to see some of the same stuff on the Oculus Rift and see if it looks a little bit better. Really, I'd like to see it on the Oculus Go, because the Oculus Go probably has better optics. If you're looking for video content, the Oculus Go is actually a great way to go. I just feel like video looks pretty darn good on the Oculus Go. We got some other questions in here. Will Santa Cruz age well? Probably not. If you're going to get involved in mobile VR, you're probably going to want to upgrade your mobile VR headset every couple of years. That's probably going to be the reality there. So not much else seems to be going on here on the Oculus Rift subreddit. Let me just bounce over to the Vive subreddit real quick, see what they're talking about here. One of the posts here says, you guys do need to try Jet Island. And it would behoove, and that's the second time I've said behoove, but it would behoove a lot of these developers to somehow have a short 5, 6, 7-minute demo so that somebody could try out Jet Island and they can see firsthand what is the feeling of Jet Island. How does it feel to be in Jet Island? And I haven't really gotten into, I talked about Jet Island very briefly at the start of this show, but you know what, let me go ahead and throw on a Jet Island trailer real quick, and I'll talk just a little bit more, because I did play it this morning before coming on. I wanted to play this a little bit before I did today's show, because it just came out yesterday. It's a new game. It's a pretty big game. I mean, this is just such a powerful month of VR gaming. So a lot of competition that Jet Island has to deal with, and a lot of things vying for your money. This is $20. Now, I'll tell you what my feelings are with this game, because I believe Paradise Decay, I'm pretty sure when Paradise first got into Jet Island, like he said, he played it for 20 minutes and he just didn't like it at all because he never got a good feel for the controls. But if you get a good feel for the controls, it's actually pretty damn cool. And where I see this game fitting in, like where this game would fit in for me in terms of my type of playing, my play style, this is, for me, the chill game. This is the chill game. This is like if you've been doing a lot of stuff and you just want to chill in a world. You just want to float around in a world, grab onto things, swing around things, use your hoverboard and fly up the side of a mountain and go way the hell up in the air, and then come back around and come. It's such a chill game, man. It's a chill environment. You're just kind of chilling out. That's kind of how this game is for me. Now, I know there's like bosses and there's like things to do and stuff, but when I've played it, like the times I've been playing Jet Island, I've just been like cruising the countryside and just kind of zoning out, like not thinking about anything, just kind of listening to the music, looking at the textures, trying to see if I can get huge jumps off the sides of cliffs, using my little Spider-Man arms occasionally here and there. But man, terrible timing kind of for this. I haven't seen this yet. This looks pretty cool. So I haven't seen all of this yet, but really from a control standpoint, it's really about your wrists. It's all about your wrist. You have the jet packs that are on your wrist, and see that green indicator on the side of your hand. There's a green indicator that's on each of your hands, and the green indicator lets you know how much jet boost you have for your wrist, for the jets that are on your wrist. And that's pretty much what this game is all about. It's shooting your jet boosts, and then it's angling your jet boosts where you need to angle them so that you can go this way, that way, this way, whatever, So like if you need to go up, like if you're trying to get up to get to something, you angle your jet things like this, and then it shoots you upwards like that. The Spider-Man arms, I didn't use them a ton, but I think it's harder. Like it's kind of hard to use the Spider-Man arms. But what I would do is I would grapple something and then just kind of swing around, let it take me, float with it, then use my jet boost. You could stay up in the sky for quite some time just using your jet boost, letting it die a little bit and then letting it rejuvenate a little bit and then hitting it again. You can really go hella far over these oceans and all this stuff. Jet Island, not bad. That's why people are talking about it, You can see here, people are talking about it on the Vive subreddit right here. You guys do need to try Jet Island. Let me see what some of the comments are. This is somebody's YouTube video though, but some people are saying, how do you get over the motion sickness? I had no motion sickness whatsoever when playing it. And then this guy says he's talking about this video that it isn't even showcasing the most mind-blowing part of the game, the giant boss battles. See, I haven't done anything with a boss or anything. I'm just cruising around the world and I'm just cruising around the world and like just chilling out. That's kind of the way I'm treating Jet Island. But yeah, so I thought it's pretty good. Not bad at all. Let's see, anybody else saying anything here? Of course, they're talking about the Sairento VR, the remastered graphics and updated game engine. Talking about that. Somebody got their 2080 Ti. Look at this. I received my EVGA 2080 Ti XC today. What would you like me to bench? And everybody is coming in with everything, please. Project Cars 2, Skyrim, Fallout 4 VR, Elite Dangerous. I mean, really, Fallout 4 VR. I mean, Fallout 4 VR is what it's really all about. And so he has benched Skyrim, and he got 89 frames on Skyrim. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice. It certainly would be nice to have a 2080 Ti. And so they are coming, they're arriving. So if you've ordered one, you might be getting one relatively soon. So that is pretty sweet. Okay, let me bounce back over to chat. Going back to chat. Hey, Stonepunk Studios, what's up? Always watching, just never chatted, but working and watching today. Always enjoy the show. The Quill scene looks awesome. Dude, Stonepunk Studios, you know what is super cool? I have been blessed with having some of these developers jump in my live streams. And Stonepunk Studios, this is a true treat because I really love your game. I was talking about Primordian just the other day, actually. Just the impact of it. I love it. It's like, you know, Avatar, Predator, and the jungle, just that world. I feel like it's a really intense, powerful game. I feel like it's a great demo material. Like if you just wanted to show somebody like a real audio visual powerhouse, I really feel like Primordian is that. So love to see you in chat. That is super awesome. Main Fan says, if you look for Matt Schaefer on YouTube, you can find that Quill video and download the file. Yeah, I got to figure that out because I do want to get into that Quill file. That looks super cool. Conrad Lawrence says there's Jet Island crossplay with Steam and Oculus. Is there multiplayer? Like, can you actually have another person flopping around in your world with them? I didn't even know that. Paradise Decay says, Anthony, good news for VR. This year's EGX at Birmingham, UK had 3 times the VR content. I even saw a new VR engine by students that generated VR content like No Man's Sky. Oh, that is super cool. That is super cool. Chris Gold says, looks really interesting, but the graphics really do nothing for me. Very PlayStation 2. Well, okay, so Jet Island, it's not a graphical powerhouse, but for some reason, there's something about like the tiled, like the way the graphics are, kind of have like this like really late 90s, very early 2000s kind of PC retro appeal that is hard for me to explain. It's kind of this metallic, like there's something about the graphics. I mean, this is not a graphical powerhouse. When you go way up in the sky and you see the backdrop of the sky, it is straight up wallpaper. Like it is absolute wallpaper. There's no moving objects or depth of field or anything going on way up in the sky. Graphics relatively simplistic, but still, I don't know, maybe because I was a PC gamer in the late 90s, that these textures, it kind of gives me a little bit of that kind of a feel too. And I haven't seen a lot of this indoor stuff. Like I haven't even been around this area. I've mostly been more in the outdoor areas, just kind of going up sides of cliffs and trying to jump over the water. And I've been over here where these bridges are. I've done that. Up to 4 players in Jet Island. Racing is a blast. So Conrad Lawrence, I wonder if he was in the beta Because a lot of people, I believe, were in, like, a lot of people that are commenting in these various Jet Island threads on Reddit have said that they've been in the beta. They've been playing it for months. So, you know, but yeah, that looks pretty good. So that is Jet Island. I'm definitely having some fun with that. My biggest problem is not enough time in the day. There's too many good games right now. What a wonderful problem to have. Absolutely. But anyway, guys, we've been going for a while. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. A little bit of a shorter show today, but thanks for everybody joining me in chat, all of that stuff. And let me go ahead and grab my outro trailer. And so tomorrow, I should have probably checked on this before the show. Actually, you know what? Let's do a long extended outro. I'm going to see if I can find out any information real quick. Hold on a second here. I'm looking for VR Roundtable to see when our show, if we're starting... I think we're 9 a.m. tomorrow live on VR Roundtable. I think we are. So hopefully that will be the situation. So hopefully a live show for VR Roundtable, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Let's see if I can find out exactly. Yeah, so I'm thinking 9 a.m. tomorrow, typical time for VR Roundtable live stream, and then this show starts 5 to 10 minutes after that. We call it the after party. Usually roughly around 11 a.m. is usually where it kind of ends up, because VR Roundtable usually goes from like 9 to like 10:40, something like that, and then 10 minutes later we'll start up. So that is the way it's going to work for tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I will see everybody tomorrow. Once again, obviously, check out the website when you get an opportunity. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, all those good things. I'm going to keep banging this show out despite the comments of Get Lost, despite the fact I'm not getting all the views. It is all good. I'm going to keep banging this thing out, and I will see you guys tomorrow right after the VR Roundtable live stream. See you guys then. Take it easy. Later.